Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, happy to have you here. In this video that I'm making, I'm trying to give my tell all about my weight loss journey, starting sharing with you all my challenges I've had in the past and my journey right now with my the fat loss journey that I'm on right now. I'm going to do this as a vlog. This is the first one where I'm going to share with you why I started, what I'm doing, how I'm doing, and what I have, the results I've had so far. Before the end of the video, I'll get up and show you the full transformation as well as of today. It is a work in progress. So, to start off, uh, I'm doing this vlog so that it is a good record for myself to look back and also to share with you, and hopefully it'll inspire you and help you in some way. So I'm going to share this on YouTube, obviously. So, well, you're on YouTube, so watching it. I'm recording it right now. So, now, if I want to tell you about my the law of attraction has determined every aspect of my life. I have been using law of attraction for the last 15 years, more than, yeah, 50, at least 15 years consciously since 2006. But before that, I have been using unconsciously. So when you do something unconsciously, it's a hit and miss, but you're doing it from a gut level, so instinctively, and we are always not in tune to our intuition. So I was anyway manifesting things, but once I learned, about the first time when I learned secret, I started using it with more intention, and I have been very successful in very many aspects, like for example, in manifesting money, the job for my husband, our investments, business that we wanted to build, places where we wanted to create a passive income. A major thing is manifesting my twin babies after 12 years of infertility, and creating a financially free lifestyle at 35 years. I have done all of these. So each success built my muscle and my conviction and my skill in using law of attraction. But if I have to tell you one, if I have to be totally honest and tell you one place that was really challenging for me in applying law of attraction is with my weight, in getting my ideal body. That's one place I could not do the visualization as I would be able to do it for other things that I successfully manifested. But in this area, there was always some kind of no clarity, or yeah, lack of clarity is the best way I can say. Uh, I wanted it so much. I wanted it so much. Now in retrospect, that was the biggest impediment. I wanted it so much, and the desperate energy does not work. But even though you know that, see, law of attraction, when you desire anything you desire, it is there in your vortex. It will manifest in your life. The more aligned you are, the sooner, but inevitably, it manifests in your life. But with areas where you have lots of limiting beliefs, lots of conflicting thoughts and conflicting experiences, then you are literally, your body is not aligned with uh, that dream body that you want. Even visualizing the dream body clearly was very fussy for me. It was like a worthy issue. Weight uh, is associated with a lot of things, especially for women who are judged by how they look and how much they are, like, not weight, like by their figure, and basically on how they look. We carry a lot of lot of trauma, like a lot of wound around that from childhood. For girls, it's important to look good, important to look pretty from a young age. So we put a lot of importance into looking good. So anything that you're desperate or you think that has to be done, you tend to do shortcuts. So fast crash dieting, all of this I have done. And so when something and made this into something very complicated. The more you complicate something, you're not having this energy of detachment where you're allowing and creating space for that to manifest, right? And for me, it was weight. So in this area of weight management and body image, I had lots of uh, confusion and conflicts that was stopping from that to happen, right? But on the physical level, I'm putting all the efforts. I'm learning. I'm all about the new diets that's out there and exercising, doing all that. So when in my younger days, when I in my 20s and 30s, when I would starve myself, not eat properly, and then when I cut my calories, there would be a difference. And then, when you restrict too much, you go ahead and binge sometimes hide and binge. And even one meal of binging can undo, like, 2, 3 days of lower calorie deficit. And uh, so anyway, let's put it that I was yo-yoing for years, right? So this has been building up into a very, very big monster of a kind of a problem in my life, especially as I age now in my 40s. Weight management is more very important for it's not just the looks. Like in your 40s, women become, I'm very confident in my skin than in my 20s and my teens. I accept there's a so much more self-acceptance, and there is less need for approval from other people, but there is a need to maintain weight for the weight's sake. Of course, as a woman, I like to look good, and looking good is a good thing. So defining looking good, redefining looking good also is very important aspect of that. So my latest, if I should share with you my recent experience with weight loss, I always was not so much overweight. I was not a skinny person. I was always slim. And then after marriage, when I put more, after marriage, when you have more life challenges, I kind of put on slowly but steadily, like 1 kilo a year, and then it just adds up over the years, right? And in all those times, I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel like I looked good. When I look back in all those photos, I look perfectly good. My husband absolutely loved the way I looked. He literally adored the way I look. But I did not receive that compliment. I did not, because I did not believe that. I just resisted whatever, like I did not receive it, right? I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel, slim, sexy. I didn't feel any of that. So, uh, uh, so that itself is a challenge. When you're not grateful with what you have and you're not creating, there is no space for more of that to come, right? So I was always half the time starving. So because of that, I developed this relationship with food to be not a good relationship. Like fear of food. When there is food, there is like this pull and push. Like you want food so badly, at the same time you're so scared of food. I've gone through all of this, and but the these are the issues that needs to be worked on before the outside aspect of calorie deficit, or be it exercise or intermittent fasting, or any of that. Um, Anyhow, I didn't get this total clarity about importance of stress management and mental health, the mindset for weight loss, until about 2 years, 1.5 years back. 1.5 years back, during COVID, I went through a keto diet once, lost about 8 kilos. Then I went to, after that, I plateaued for a long time. I was maintaining that for a long time. And then I went to a dietitian with whom I'm again working. Um, so I can put their link below if you're interested. They are like very good. When 2 years back when I worked with them to now, they've really evolved in their experience as such in, seeing results in so many people, especially women with hormonal problems in losing weight. And so I feel they've just got better by the time. So right now working with them, I'm quite happy. So they are this company in India. I saw someone who's got great results in Facebook. And I just inquired and paid them. There was like a 3-month protocol where they'll help you go through a protocol where it's basically getting you into a clean eating and removing any inflammation in the body, any weight because of inflammation, and finding out what foods cause inflammation. So it's basically to make your gut good, right? Like if you don't have all the enzymes to digest all the food, your body is going to resist digesting those foods, and that converts into stored fat and toxins in the body. And for most people, that is the case. And so just calorie deficit does not work. There's a lot of other things going on in your body that's going to stop you. On top of that, I developed autoimmune Hashimoto syndrome, which is like your own autoimmune disease that affects the body, creates antibodies. The immune system creates antibodies to attack your own thyroid. So that leads to hypothyroidism, which makes weight loss even more challenging. So all of these things happening. Most women, by the way, have hypothyroidism. Most of them are not diagnosed. So it's a good idea to go and check with your doctor if you're having weight issues. Not just do the TSH, the usual thyroid stimulating hormone. Also check if there are thyroid antibodies in your blood. That's a good thing to ask. And if you find out that there are antibodies, it gives you a lot more information about how to work with your body, because you know that it's not just if your TSH, your thyroid is in the right level. No, if there's thyroid antibodies, there is something more that's going on in your body. So you need to do a lot more things. It's not just taking thyroxine, and eating thyroxine for life also is not something that I was excited to adopt. Anyway, my thyroid stimulating hormone was still in the range, but the range only if it's towards the lower end. It helps even with infertility. So, in fact, although my TSH is in the normal level, I took infertility. I took thyroxine to bring it down. That's when I was able to conceive my children. So that's another thing there. And then as soon as after I delivered, I stopped taking because I was still within the range. Despite that, I had Hashimoto syndrome. So all of these going on, I went to this dietitian and I went through the protocol. I lost another 8 kilos, not eight, like totally I lost 14 kilos between the keto diet I followed, and after that I plateaued. Then when I went to the dietitian for gut healing, I lost another, so I think it's 6 kilos plus 8 kilos. So I lost 14 kilos altogether. But then somehow I felt so great. I got new clothes. I felt very good in my body. I looked really good. I was very happy. And I maintained that for some time, purely through my will, like, avoiding a lot of food, but feeling deprived. I felt very deprived and I was not happy. I was not happy inside. So that got me thinking, oh, okay, so something like this, I want to feel happy also, be totally happy with what I'm eating. So I thought that was a missing piece. That was a nudge I was having. And then when I moved interstate last year, after moving from a house that I was so settled in, and my kids and neighborhood, everything settled in, we moved for weather's sake and for to Queensland. It was a very well thought choice we made, but despite that, just the move made a lot of a lot of stress for me, a lot of stress adjusting to a new place, new school. It's like almost starting over in this country, like a new immigrant, which I did like 20 years back in my 20s. Then when you have to do it in your 40s, it kind of triggers a lot of things. Adding to that, I have been meditating, doing a lot of inner work also. So a lot of awareness of my other traumas in my body also was happening. So it was kind of a very, uh, what do I say, very, very challenging year emotionally last year. But in a way, it's like a cathartic, like, sometimes when you have to go through transformation, it comes through like a healing crisis. For me, it was like an emotional thing. And I just couldn't focus on, being so specific about what I eat. I started eating what I cook for the rest of my family. So I wasn't binging. I just normally ate what I fed the rest of my family, which included like, being South Indian, we have carbs and very yummy, great vegetarian and non-vegetarian food. Although I ate just normally, I piled on a lot of weight. Also, I think it's because of the stress hormones that was in my body. I really piled on weight more than I've ever been in my life. Actually, when I was fully pregnant with my twins, was the weight I had last year. And I just couldn't budge because I was going through all of these. One of the biggest challenges is like, my husband's new job, new place, new house, like so many things coming together for us. So, uh, but I made a decision. I had all this awareness that what's happening with me. I was doing meditation and all that. So, but I made a clear decision that this time around, I'm going to allow myself to eat. Like, I started eating what I cook for my family by deciding that I'm first going to allow myself, I'm going to heal my relationship with food is what I decided first. So I just allowed myself to eat everything I cook for my family. So be it idli, dosa, biryani, whatever favorite foods that we eat. Always I felt like I like them, but I can't have them kind of feeling. I said, I'm just going to forget about, I stopped weighing myself. I'm going to forget about it. And I'm just going to allow and I ate like, I wanted my heart to feel like in this lifetime, I was not, that I've been fed well. I've been, like, I've had all the food that my heart desires. That was the feeling I was going for. And obviously, I probably went a little overboard, enjoying myself sometimes, but it all showed like piled on as the weight. But the funny thing is, I've been the heaviest in my life the last year. But the funny thing is, I did not feel bad about myself physically when I was like so slim, almost like, used to be called to come and model and come and act in movies, literally like in my 20s. And when people said that, I felt like I almost squirmed when people would suggest something that to me because I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel attractive. I felt like I felt yuck when people said that. But when I was so much like heavier, I did not feel any of that. I felt like, I just allowed myself. I started accepting myself just the way I am. Like, who you are should not should not matter what size of dress you're wearing. I mean, your confidence should not change with the size of dress you're wearing. It should be the same. It should not be changing according to the size or the weight on the weighing machine was the motto I was going for. So I wanted to really accept myself, no, despite like without having any connection, without having any knots with my self-esteem with my physical appearance. Whichever way I look beautiful, I look sexy, I look attractive was what I was going for. So it doesn't So, and that's what I wanted to embody before I go again on any diet to lose the weight. So this is I think if anything you can take away from this video, I would say this is the one thing that you should work on before you go on any diet if you want to, uh, be happy when you actually manifest your dream body. When you're happy is when you'll be able to sustain it. You'll be grateful for it, and you'll be excited about it, and you will be able to sustain it. So these are the things I did. So number one, I allowed myself to eat all the foods I loved. Number two, I worked on accepting myself as I am, as a beautiful, attractive human being. So these are the two things, and I gave myself time for that. And now, since we moved from Gold Coast to Brisbane and we are settled in our new purchased home again, I felt I was ready to start shedding the excess weight. You know, excess, how much ever I love myself, no matter how I look, the excess weight has implications on the health. So I knew that this is something I needed to take action, and so I decided with a clear head this time to go back to that same dietitian and get in touch with them to see if, if we'll be again a good fit to start working together. So this time around, uh, I've started doing the same, pretty much the same protocol. And in the last 24 days, I have lost 5 kilos since I had put on quite a bit. I got, my goal weight is a long way to go from where I am right now. But I'm quite happy with the progress, and especially because how I feel inside. If anything, it is my mindset. If you see, about 2 years back, I think, or 1.5 years back, I did a weight loss video when I had lost all this weight, and then I looked awesome, and I love to take photos and of myself in different clothes, and I did all that. And in that also, I spoke about mental health. That was speaking from a space of awareness, and here I am speaking from a space of embodied information, like embodied wisdom. That time I knew this is important, and I started to work on myself. Now, this, I would say that this is the version of me which has actually practiced that and still practicing it. We are all I'm on a work in progress. I know there's a lot more limitation, thoughts that I need to drop off, which as it shows up from my unconscious, from my unconscious level. So, so I want to show you first as I'm recording what I'm eating. This is my dinner. This is actually almost dinner time. I have this protein shake which has 25 grams of protein, and I'm drinking this. Oh, without dripping, I want to show you this broccoli and carrot soup that I made and I kept in the fridge. So I'm having these two for dinner tonight. It's 7 p.m. and then I'd be doing intermittent fasting. I use an app called Zero app, which is helping me keep track of my fasting, intermittent fasting. So before I hired the dietitian, by the way, the company is called Amura. They are in Chennai, India, and I am in Australia. So everything is done online. So wherever you're in the world, it's quite easy for you to access them. And, they'll ask you to do a thorough blood test first. So you're aware of all your, where you are with your lipids and everything. They'll do a thorough blood test. So you are able to compare where you progress at the end of it. They mainly work on people with hormonal, most of the people who are struggling with mental health issues have hormonal issues. And if you ask me, hormonal issues is directly related to your mental health. So, no, whatever you do in terms of diet with willpower also will not sustain unless you start working on your mindset so that you balance your hormones. You learn how to balance your hormones and learn how to manage your stress. I would say that is a number one skill that you need to master before you start making changes on the physical levels. Change your inner level before you might start making on the outside level. So So what am I doing? Also, there are supplements along with the diet, and I would be finishing off this full, three 2 meals protein shake or egg white. So right now, what I'm having is I can have either two egg white omelette with vegetables meal and one protein shake, or two protein shake and one egg white with vegetables. So basically, protein comes from the protein shake, a zero carb protein shake and egg whites and vegetables. There's a list of vegetables, so you can eat any of those vegetables. You can have 3 meals of vegetables, and the whole day you are on a 850 calories diet. So this goes on for 2 weeks. They call this V1, where you're like, you're super clean in your gut. So it's the 2 weeks where you're getting rid of all inflammation in the body. I've only lost 55 kilos, but I feel so much better with all so many aches and pains and all have all gone. It's all because of the clean food I'm eating. So so that's what's happening. In 2 days, we'll start reintroducing more food. Like, I can introduce meats and chicken and fish and all that, and also I think few other vegetables. We'll be adding one by one, and then seeing on a daily basis what particular food is where I'm spiking, the weight is changing. Then you know that that particular food is kind of probably causing inflammation or not. So you'll have more, you will learn about yourself. You'll learn about what foods go well with your body and what foods are a little bit challenging. So you'll be able to, after the diet, you'll be able to choose more of the foods that your body loves and be moderate or avoid the foods that your body does not like. So that's the whole concept. So having done it once and having done doing it second time, the big difference I would recommend for anyone is to first do your mindset. Because I teach meditation, and I highly, highly, highly recommend you learn to meditate and have a coach to help you become a consistent meditator and fall in love with meditation and actually see transformation happening. So there is a step by step process to be able to meditate. First, you need to get rid of a lot of your challenges in the body to be able to sit down still and meditate in the first place. So, anyway, the course that I teach helps you heal aches and pains in the body through a set of yoga exercises that will slowly and gently prepare you to be able to sit and meditate. And then you learn meditation in clearly the science behind it, and clearly on a step by step where you build your appetite to be able to become a consistent meditator, and also someone who's able to see change from the time they sit down to the time they open their eyes every time they meditate. So that's what I teach. And teaching is one thing, practicing for yourself is another thing. As the years go, with my own life experience, I'm becoming more and more of an embodied teacher, as a person who's getting more and more practice in what I'm teaching. So that's making an impact in this one area in my life. The more you meditate, the more the better manifester you become. That just that's a universal truth. And this one area, weight loss, is something I am able to tackle because of the inner work I have been doing. It's all compounding for me to be able to tackle, because when you're ready for bigger, for to unravel a particular issue, you will what am I saying? So the more you meditate, you'll be ready to, unlock the next level, like playing a video game, right? You just accrue more and more strength, and more challenging things can open for you so that you can clear that level and go to the next level. I see this as my huge level that I'm able to tackle only because of the inner work I've done. So now, before I let you go, let me show you. So this is a dress. This is a top I was wearing like 2 years back when I'd lost, almost 14 kilos. But I'm able to fit in, like, I'm comfortable in this. This is how I'm looking. So I'm recording this. So we'll be able to compare this as I progress. Um, I'm wearing a tights. This is a top. So I hope you find value in this sharing, and I will also be sharing, uploading some recipes of foods that I'm eating during this diet, so you can try them as well. I have kind of learned like so many anti-inflammatory recipes, but I'm now sticking to recipes that I like to eat for my palate. So those are the recipes I'll be sharing. So enjoy watching them as well. If you've not subscribed so far, if you like this kind of content, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and subscribe now, and also press the bell icon so you get notified every time I'm vlogging and uploading all videos. So thank you so much for watching. Love you. Bye.